Okay, you can now take your little information sign off without screwing up anything. Okay, this is the second half of the dance, and it starts with Martin Luther King. And our focus with Martin Luther King is we're no longer focused on the fact that there is a leader, because we did that with Gandhi. Now Martin Luther King is taking it to another level of informed followers. And the thing that we are emphasizing here is the ability to love rather than hate, the ability to accept violence without becoming violent in turn. And it's really hard to dance this because it's really hard to do it. But it's a pivotal stage in the dance. If we can't do this, we can't change. So we have to model it, which means a lot of internal work when you're dancing. You'll go from the love you feel easily to the people you care about, to initiating love with people you're neutral about, people you see casually, people with whom you don't have a connection, to being able to make the love connection with someone you despise. All right? And then we'll go into Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, which I hope everybody is well up on by now. And the final thing is the Lotus Asana. Okay, everybody clear? All right, here we go. Whoops, I'm sorry, guys. This drifted over. Here we go. All right, so we're starting with love. The love you feel naturally for the people you care about. The one where it takes no effort to open your heart, to feel connected, to give and accept. And then add the people you don't know well, the people you just encountered. How do you open that channel of love with those people? You may not know much about them, except that they're other human beings. Oh, that's lovely, folks. Martin Luther King said he went with love because hatred was too heavy a burden to carry. So now, how do you connect in love to the God that's in even the people you find most despicable? Choose one and operate from there. Now try bringing it all together. The people you love easily, the people you meet casually, and the people you strongly disagree with. Feel the difference as you connect to all those layers of human beings. There you go. Really lovely, folks. Now you'll follow Martin Luther King. You'll have a call and you will follow him in love. And now the I have a dream speech. Let the dream be strong on the heels of what you've done already in love. Don't forget, you can advance on the camera and retreat on the camera. You don't have to stay the same distance. Beautiful. Stunning. All those layers of love. Be able to turn your body, initiate from the core. Now we're going to do the build to the lotus gesture. Slowly bring your hands toward your heart. Slowly allow the heels of your hands to come together, the little finger and the thumb, and open the flower. Really well done, folks. There were some unbelievable moments in that. Terry, you have graduated to Arch Lightkeeper. That really was exciting. Okay, now change to white light, and we're going to do the final section, which is John Lennon. This is a huge expansion because instead of a religious leader or a politician or an elected person or someone who's trying to change one aspect of society and achieve social justice, what Lennon is calling for is worldwide love, connection in love, and nonviolence, and peace throughout the world. That's a huge, huge expansion. And there's a feeling in that quote about the dream, that when one person dreams, it's a dream, and when everyone dreams together, it's a reality. That's confidence. And I want that in there too. I want you to know by the end of it that it can be done, that it really can be done. And in great measure because of all the people who have done it before. Okay. Get your white lights on, make sure that they're doing what you would like them to do, that they're inside or outside of your hand as you want. There's not a rush. Get as many as you want on. So we start this part with the concept of worldwide peace. That everyone as you dance this is dancing together for peace, nonviolence, connection, and love. Everyone. That you're surrounded by people of all kinds, all languages, no national borders. The whole world rises up and dances for peace. Pat, you may need a little bit more local light than that. You disappeared. Can you do that? Can you make it a little bit more in there? It's good, Terry.
I use the other lights to make it brighter in here. Just an idea.
I think it's good. You can look at both things and see what you want for next week. I just want to make sure, Pat, that we don't lose you here. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you have to sacrifice some of the drama for visibility. All right, my loves, here we go. This is the size, the extent, the idea that we can encompass the world, not one country, not one city, everybody. What would it be like to feel the motion of everyone with you in this? Everyone. Good. So we're summoning everyone to this vision that nations don't matter, languages don't matter. What matters is love, connection, and peace. Think of how it would be. It's almost unimaginable, but if you can imagine it, others will too. We can dream together. You can imagine that connection of all humanity rising up to dream together. This is the confidence in the future that we actually can do this. We can create a kind of heaven on earth. We can look at each other differently. We can come together. And if we do that, we can do anything. That's it. That's it. Let your hands start to move toward your heart. Slowly, slowly. Feel the connection with others. Now, let the heels of your hands come together and feel what that means. Let your fingers and thumb come together. Connect with everyone on this screen and way beyond, and open the lotus. You can still move, guys. Okay, I started you too quickly on that. Here we go. Doing the lotus. Okay, we're still doing confidence in the future, and then I'll cue you for the lotus, okay? Here we go. True peace, true connection. Now bring your hands slowly to your heart. Let them connect. They should be connected now. Good. And slowly let the flower open to the world. Yeah. All right. Nice work. Really beautiful work. Gorgeous things happened on that. Questions? Anything you want to bring up? Okay, take a moment to breathe, and then we're going to do those two sections in succession without just a short break to change the finger lights. So we'll go back to red for Martin Luther King. This is really going to be beautiful. If you want to change the number of lights or the position of your lights on the inside of the fingers or the outside, go ahead and do it now. That way you can see how it looks one way and then the other way. There will be a video on this for those of you who can't come to the concert. Okay. But it will probably be a while after the concert when the video is finished. Okay, all ready? Do remember that you can get closer to the camera, further away from the camera. You can move your body in various directions. And no matter how much of you is showing or not showing, use the whole body. Even if it's very small movement, use the whole body. It makes a completely different impact than just using a part of it. Okay, perhaps the most difficult part of the whole dance psychologically, we move through the 3 levels of love, those who are close to us, those about whom we feel fairly neutral, and those whose very existence we may resist. Then we go into the following of Martin Luther King and the I Have a Dream speech, and finally into the Lotus Asana. Okay. Here we go. I don't know what's going on here. This thing is slipping around. I'm sorry, folks. Doesn't want to key up. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Love, choosing love rather than hate, even in the face of abuse and evil. The love of the people closest to you and the people you admire. And the people you just encounter, the people you have no initial connection with, the people who come and go in your life, but whose lives you can touch with love. And finally, the people who repel you, the people whose lives and works are the opposite of yours. How do you get in touch with the God in them? Oh, really beautiful, folks. Wow, this is very brave. And then all 3 groups. Connecting in love with all 3 groups. Walking around in the world with that kind of love connection. And now Martin Luther King calls, and you respond. I have a dream. And that dream still lives. Beautiful. And now the lotus asana starts. You're at your heart. Your hands connect and the flower opens. Wonderfully well done, folks. Really beautiful. Yeah. Okay, change your finger lights, catch your breath, and we'll do the final part. I'll be right back. Sally, let me put her in my room. Where is she? Oh, what did she do?
Very old school too.
Sally?
Technology had no place in his catalog or archives. Having 11,000 pages. And he had quite a few notes on you as well as both a player and a coach. His Murphy by Silverstein. Have you taken a look at the files? You have some sources on top of that? Have files. Nelson, the floater, no good. Tap off the rebound. And another foul underneath. There you go. Against the Crimson. We're going to get Nelson on that one. Good job. Defensive rebound there by the Lions. Again, as much as you get anxious, you want to push the ball out and get some fast breaks. Fast break points. Either pieces. We're going to tell Russell goes back for it. Not sure if he was trying to shoot it or pass it. Nonetheless, his last touch by Harvard. So we'll stay.
You're going to keep her or not? I have a rehearsal going.
I let her out. Let her out. What do you put the name?
I want to be able to finish my rehearsal.
What do you want me to coach?
Everybody. Be sure that you are in your frame the way you want to be.
Hey, Marilyn, I thought I just mentioned, I'm hearing the breakup between your voice and the music, and the last seems to be happening for me today. I don't know what others are hearing.
Is everybody hearing a distortion?
Yes,
A lot of
we missed.
yes.
The
We missed
music
some of the
is breaking
music.
up from time to time.
Yeah,
That I can't do anything about, I'm afraid, folks. It's probably the storm that's going on here. Would it be better if I did not talk you through this one?
No, I don't think that matters. If the music breaks up, just continue. We just hear the music in our hearts.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It was remarkably beautiful. If you couldn't hear it, maybe we should go on that way. All right, John Lennon, the extreme expansion of the idea of connection, nonviolence, and peace to the entire world. Take your time and finish. Okay, here we go. You can really hear that this is the last part. You can feel the expansion. All the others were specific in their intention. This is enormously large. Let the entire world come together. No national boundaries, no racial boundaries, no boundaries of gender, no boundaries of language, just life. You have the summoning of the vision together. Instead of dreaming separately, we all dream together and create a new reality. What would it be like if we all did dream together, all of us? Allow complete freedom to take over. Remember when we just let go in creation? Do it now. Keep it in Bhutto, keep it strong and slow and full of power. Really good. And know in your heart that this actually can be happening. It can be true. It can be real. It can be in our lifetime. You don't have to wait for the politicians. You don't have to wait for the lawmakers any more than Gandhi did or Martin Luther King did. We can make it true. Really nice people. All that love. Now come to your heart. Bring your hands together. Feel what is actually coming out in this. And slowly, slowly, let the flower open and let what's in there reach out. And then hold that place. Oh, yes. Wonderful job. Wonderful job. Okay, would you turn on your microphones and tell me what you need? Because this was very close to finished, this one. Any concerns? Anything you think we need to work on spiritually or physically?
I'd like to work on my lighting a bit.
Yes. Yeah, you could all.
I would too. I want to make,
I couldn't hear you. You broke up, Ed, for me.
oh, I was just saying I want to work on my lighting too a bit more.
Okay,
Yeah, it seems like the finger lights, I guess I gotta make sure they're all equally bright, like I guess, anyway, just
well,
one of them seems to be dimming quite a bit, so I'll replace that.
okay, yeah. Sheila?
I've been trying to use the ceiling and the floor and the wall and then
Yeah.
onto my top. Is that all working okay? Is that,
Seems to me it is, but you should be the person to evaluate that when you look at the video.
okay?
I can tell you that it's powerful and beautiful, but I want each of you to be the last court of approval on your own lighting and your
Right.
own interpretation, so that if it really represents what you want, then I'm thrilled. I mean,
Yeah, it's what I want. I do like, I've been enjoying it very much.
Good. That's the idea. And this is tough stuff. If you can't enjoy it, it's going to be too hard. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a very difficult mountain to climb at the beginning of the Martin Luther King section. And it isn't going to reach fruition in 2 weeks. But if you can honestly dedicate yourself to trying to make that happen, I have to correct myself about every half hour during the day. To whatever degree we can, the fact that we are trying to do it, honestly trying to do it, will come through to the audience because we're asking them to do that. So if we can't do it, then we have no business asking them to do it. That whole business of choosing someone you really intensely dislike and finding a way to love. That's about the hardest thing in the world. It's also probably the most necessary thing in the world right now. It's the only thing that will change things. And Martin Luther King said it's the strongest force in the universe. And if you do love the people you personally despise, you're taking God's position.
I've been meeting a whole new audience of people. I've been working like 1 or twice a week in public schools with all ages of children. And so I'm experiencing, it's a little different than in the city. So it's a whole new perspective of how to be with people who are different.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean,
And it's an
Yeah.
interesting kind of concept because how can you change a feeling? Like if you're left-handed, how can you pretend you're right-handed? Or things like that. Or it's like certain things seem to like you can't help it.
Well, for instance,
That's my
you have to find a new way of approaching. Like I was trying to line some children up against the wall and one little boy kept backing up in the bathroom door and the teacher was trying to get out of there. Rather than yelling at him, I just suddenly said, well, the wall is moving behind you, so you need to move away. And other people heard me say that. Well, that was a really good way to say it rather than telling you, get out of the way, you little blah. So
Elizabeth,
that's kind of what
yeah.
that's
experiencing, saying things in a
What
different
were you
way.
saying, Marilyn? You were trying to
that's
ask
the
my
key to
question?
saving the world. Without that, we can't.
I know that.
So
Yeah.
I don't have an
understand.
answer for you. I struggle myself, but I have breakthroughs. And
Yeah.
I think when you struggle, you do get breakthroughs, and they get to be longer and longer. You have to change a habit of righteous rage, for one thing.
Okay.
That whole thing of righteous is really dangerous. Yeah, because righteous is really not so righteous if you take a look at God.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Don't
So-
forget patience. Gotta have patience with those people who you don't like.
Yeah.
Well, what I try to think, because it's hard, that's a very hard thing, but I start with that first one with, the people you love, like my grandson, who is just, he makes my heart beat. But I try
Some
to,
of us don't.
I think of these people I don't like, they're someone's grandchild. They're somebody's lover. There's somebody's person. And I try to think, they may not be mine, but there's somebody. So I try to engage that element that says somebody loves them.
Yeah, there are many doorways, as there are many doors to the other end of it. Find something that works and use it. I mean, every person is going to be different in this. And it is incredibly hard to do. It's easy to love the people you naturally love, who are dear to you and who love you. Then you go to the people with whom you don't have much connection, and they don't already love you, and you don't already love them. How can you love on an everyday basis the people you encounter, whom you may never see again? And then the hardest one, the people you disapprove of with all your heart, how do you love them? But that's the point, guys. That's the only way we can save it. If that doesn't happen, then we'll erupt in violence too. When they do violent things, we will do violent things back, and there's no end to that chain, ever.
No, you're right.
And that
What
doesn't
has
make it
helped-
any easier. Sorry. Pardon me.
What has helped me over the years of being involved in ecology and cosmology and leading people in the cosmic walk of physical thing, I know that it's, for me, when I get caught like that, I think about all the manifestations of creation since the first flaring forth, that everything is a manifestation of that first flaring forth, and the light is within everyone and everything. And that really helps me when I get stuck. I say, oh, that's a beautiful manifestation of creation right there. Now, it's really hard when it gets to people, to some leaders of countries, which I will not even name. But, I'm trying to exercise that even there, that I may not like what people do, but it doesn't take away from the fact that they are a manifestation who have chosen to live their life a different way. But I want to plug into the manifestation more than what they're doing in order to stretch my heart in love, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Mary?
It does make sense, Marlene.
And it's not something that
one of
it's
the
not
things
something that I live
I
in my
admire
head.
about you most is you are always so kind, always, and so loving.
It's not an easy thing to do, though. It's a constant coming back to the truth of everything that
sure.
is, Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a long habit of anger, at least in my case there is, when
Right.
there's cruelty, when there's
Yeah.
evil. I can't put it any other way.
Yeah.
My back goes up and my fist goes up, and then I think, "Argh." If Gandhi could do it and Martin Luther King can do it, then I have to do it. Because it works.
It does.
Right.
It works.
The thing is, we can be disappointed and angry and all those things with the things that people do, and how they have created in their life for whatever reason, but we can, so you said, Marlena, that seed of light is there. They have lost touch with their own light.
That's it.
Mhm,
And
right.
so in a way, I think of it like I need to maybe provide that light in whatever way, or somebody, and maybe it doesn't matter even. You can't say maybe they'll see it, maybe they won't. It doesn't matter. You just have
Doesn't matter.
the light burning
That's right.
True.
in
Very
the hope.
true.
In the hope.
The
Or maybe step into their shoes and see their truth, that they be were the way they are
Well,
because
that's
of
what I
things.
say. Whatever their truth is their truth. We don't know all the things that have happened to bring them to where they are. All we can say is there. They haven't seen it. They haven't turned it on. It doesn't matter. It's there. Maybe one day.
one of the very high churchmen of London came and spoke at Trinity about 10 years ago, and he was saying that there was no hell. And then he was talking about, he said, yeah, I hate it too. I want them punished, but I don't think that's what God wants at all. He wants them changed. He wants us all changed, because none of us is perfect by any means. There were a lot of shocked people in there. God loves Donald Trump. And we all went, what?
People pick on Donald Trump too much. I mean, he did some good things.
I'm not even going to address that.
Yeah.
As a light.
Whoever you want to choose as the person you least like in the universe, that's the battle you have to fight. And according to the Bishop of London, we've all got them.
That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I was thinking of Putin. I have a hard time with.
Okay, well, whatever your particular target is, there has to be a chemical change, and you have to initiate it because the other person's not going to. So if Gandhi could, in the face of violence, physical violence, emotional violence, continual persecution, could keep the love flowing, then you see what happens when you do. You change the world. You really do. Yeah. Mariko, do you want to add something?
I would like to read the quote from Martin Luther King that we shared on Tuesday. It is his quote: "We have before us the glorious opportunity to inject a new dimension of love into the veins of our civilization." So to imagine a new dimension of love is a powerful way to choreograph yourself. And this is not the naive type of love, puppy love, right? Or girlfriend's love, classmates' love. It's the love that can change the world. And there is no terrorist who commit terrorism when they feel like it, when it's convenient, when they have their buddies and when they have classmates and puppies and things, right? So they do that with conviction. We need to be strong enough. We need to love with conviction, if that makes sense. It's a fierce, committed force. So it's extremely powerful.
Yeah. And it's the only weapon that has no downside.
Yes.
That is such an incredibly beautiful quote. I've been thinking about it ever since you had said it the other night, Miko.
Mhm.
It's a movement, isn't it?
It is.
Injecting the love into the veins. I mean, just that is a movement in itself. If you think of the veins,
Transformation. It's a
yeah,
transformation.
yeah, it's like a dance onto its own.
It
you
is.
know?
It
Like,
is.
You know,
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Well, if we change, we can change 1,000 people. And that 1,000 people can change 10,000 people.
Mhm.
So here we go.
Yay. Marilyn, can I ask you to do something kind of practical? Just go over the schedule so what's coming up in the next time, where the things are, just to have it all in. I know
Next Tuesday and Friday, we will be doing the whole thing. And I will be recording, not just for you to watch what's going on and make any changes you want, but to actually draw from for the projections.
Okay.
The following Tuesday is our last meeting.
Okay.
The end of this month. We're not going into March. So what happens next week and the following Tuesday is what's going to go up on the screen.
So for the actual recordings, are you going to be talking us through it, or?
Sure.
Yes.
Don't forget I can edit all that out and just put the soundtrack in.
Right. That's
It
what I was
helps.
hoping. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
that
don't want you to have to remember cues. And there are no apparent cues in this. I'm doing it by timing, which you
Yeah.
can't do from your place.
Right.
And your
Yeah, good.
meditation helps
Okay.
us.
I'm glad it helps. But at least it keeps us all on the same focus throughout.
So Marilyn, did you say that we're not rehearsing next week or taping?
No.
Oh, no, I thought you said Tuesday was the last and I went,
No, a week from Tuesday is the last session. What we do
Okay.
next week and a week from Tuesday is what's going to be edited together to go up on the projections.
So we're going to go through all 4 of them, each of the nights.
Each of the nights.
Mhm.
Okay. Given time to change your finger lights, it will take up the whole hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, my loves, you did wonderful work and it's moving ahead very well now, I think. Each one is better than the last. And there is a lot of power in it. If you take a look at the video, there's an astonishing amount of power already. All it requires is a little polish and focus, and we're there. And then Mariko will do astonishing things with it. This is going to be really lovely. It really is. If you can be here, do. If you can't, and bring any and everybody you want. We will squeeze them in one way or another. And if you can't be here, we will have a video. We will. All right,
Be
my
here.
love.
What do you mean be here? You mean when the final performance? Is that what you're talking about?
No, the final performance will screen the projections and the live dance together in St. Paul's. That will
Okay.
be, yeah, that will be May 19th, which is a Friday.
Okay. At 8 o'clock?
Yes, because we have to wait until St. Paul's darkens.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The windows can't be blocked, so.
Yeah.
All right, my
Yeah.
dears, be
And
well.
happy birthday. Many more healthy
Yeah, happy
years.
Happy
birthday, Marilyn.
Thank
Happy
you.
Marilyn and Miko.
Yes,
And
and
oh,
Mariko
yes.
is also
Mariko.
birthday
You,
girl.
Yes, happy
Mariko.
birthday to
Happy
you, too.
birthday, Mariko.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh,
Happy
that's-
birthday, everybody
So
who's coming
happy
up. There's a lot of us,
birthday.
apparently.
Yeah. Wonderful. Many happy returns, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
stay well,
Thank
folks.
you.
Yeah.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye.